Hello, everybody. Welcome to the NGA Hooters year-end show. I'm Lee Moore, and for the next 1 hour, we're going to take you back over 1998 on the Hooters Pro Golf Tour. Again, you're going to be watching some of the outstanding young professional golfers in the world. We're going to take you through 10 events that we televised this year. You're going to see the young champions at work. We're also going to tell you about that big $500,000 Naturally Fresh Winners Points Championship. Yep, a great young player out of the state of Texas won it all, and he did it in championship fashion. We got an exciting show for you today. It's a look back at 1998 on the NGA Hooters Tour. You won't want to miss this one.
This broadcast is brought to you by Hooters Restaurants, home of world-famous chicken wings and the nearly world-famous Hooters Girls. And by Naturally Fresh Pure Spring Mountain Water. All water is not pure. Taste the quality of Naturally Fresh Pure Spring Water. By Jackaroo Sauce. If you just got sauce, you ain't got Jack. And by Smooth, rich-tasting Michelob. Beer or Michelob.
In our first televised event of the year, we were at our home course, beautiful Whitewater Country Club. The winner, Garrett Willis, a young man out of the state of Tennessee with a wonderful future.
That's right, Lee. We have Garrett Willis here on the green at the par 5 15th to save his par.
Well, this young man was playing so well in the event at Atlanta, a place where he met disaster a couple of years ago. So he's enjoying the moment, and he's at the 16th tee. It's a par 3, and this 2 years ago he double bogeyed to really send him on his way into that spiral when he lost in a playoff. And he's safely on the green.
When did it seem apparent that you were sort of special as a golfer in high school? Any wins? What were the kind of things that started saying, this guy's a little better than ordinary?
Well, I always thought to myself that I was pretty good, but I really hadn't gotten in many big tournaments, and I felt like the tournament that I played in the Dallas City Junior the summer before I moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, and played really well, and then moved into a new high school in the fall of '91, and played on a really good high school golf team. I shot 65 in the districts my senior year, and then went on to win the state, and played really well there, shot 5 under, and at the time it tied the record of the all-time best score ever shot. And then the letters kept coming in, and the college coaches were calling me, and that really gave me an opportunity to go to school and get an education and play golf, and then my golf just kind of took off from there.
And now here's Garrett's attempt at 16 for birdie.
What a great golf hole this is at Whitewater. Well, he said it's supposed to break.
At the 17th, Garrett's second shot.
He just really had things going very well. As you see right there is Garrett, and now for the birdie. And again, that little wind effort there with the arm did not help. He did most everything right in this event. Garrett Willis.
Here's his attempt at the 18th.
His third shot, a 3-shot hole, and this young man, again, if you notice those last 3 shots on the green, everything close. Nice little stroll up the 18th.
And now we see his attempt at birdie to go to 17 under par.
He's got this one in the bag. On a golf course that he gets revenge on, and that's it. 17 under par. He wins this one. And he's a happy young fella. Let's take a look at that final leaderboard. Willis, your winner by 3 over Zorkic. And it was Gardner, Kamen, Winship, Brian Slevin at -10.
And yes, I do particularly like this golf course. Last year, 96 was the first year I played here. I played really well, had a couple bad breaks coming down the stretch, but left with a lot of good memories, left with a lot of good thoughts, and actually learned a lot. And I think the learning process that I've gone through over the last couple years is really going to pay off in the future. And this is actually a very special tournament for me now that my parents have been here to watch me win. They haven't been present since the amateur tournament. I've got my girlfriend Jennifer here with me. First time she's had the opportunity to watch me win. And some of my other friends out here. And I also like to say thanks to Whitewater, Bob Brooks, and everybody else, Tim Singer and his staff. The golf course was in great shape. I don't think I heard a single complaint all week. And if it was up to me, I'd play out here every week and cancel all the rest of the tournaments. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And here's how the points looked after 5 events. On top, Scott Medlin at 709, followed by Kamen, Double Z, Winship, Wilson, and Jason Karen.
And let's check out your winners through the first 6 events of the year. Kevin Blanton at Jacksonville, then it's Jason Larson in Mobile, Dickie Thompson in Columbia, Mark Wilson at Greenville, South Carolina, Garrett Willis at Atlanta, and Darren Stiles in Monroe, Louisiana.
Hi, this is Amber from Hooters Myrtle Beach. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
You know what they say, sauce sells.
Get him out of there. Post it up, boys. Let's go.
There's ordinary beer, and then there's Michelob. Beer or Michelob?
People think that the Australian outback is full of young, wild ranch hands called jackaroos. Fact is, jackaroos are quite civilised. Until they grab hold of the big, bold taste of their favourite jackaroo barbie sauce. Then things can get a bit out of hand. Every jackaroo knows, if you don't have jackaroo barbie sauce, you ain't got jack.
This broadcast is brought to you by Hewlett-Packard.
From Atlanta, our next event on television came to you from Jackson, Mississippi. A youngster out of Missouri won by shooting fantastic numbers in the final 2 rounds. He came from way back in the field to show what a champion he is. Corey Bowman, what a week it was for him in Jackson, Mississippi.
I tell you, the man was a birdie machine at number 2 to get to -14.
Yeah, they had a lot of rough weather to deal with in Jackson, but nothing rough for Corey about the final day.
The birdie barrage continued at hole number 4. Here's Bowman to get to 15 under par.
Corey, the former All-American out of Baylor University, All-Conference also.
And now his second shot coming into hole number 6.
Everything about his play in the final 36 holes was almost perfect, and he told me that later on. Witness that shot.
Which made it easy for his putt to get to 16 under par.
You know, the golfers like to say that when you got that focus, just keep with it.
The birdies continued at the 10th hole. This for 17 under par. Easy as pie, as they say.
He just had everything going his way.
At number 12, his second shot.
And he talked about the momentum.
And the good thing about the 36-hole day, if you shoot a good round, you know, on the morning round, you can carry your momentum over in the afternoon. And I bogeyed my first hole this afternoon and birdie number 2, and then from there it was easy again.
Bowman was totally in control at number 12. This to get to 18 under par.
Corey's best finish prior to coming into here was a couple of years ago over in Decatur, where he had a chance to win on the last day.
His fine play continued at 17 for birdie and 20 under par.
You know, some of the other guys back there, as you'll see on the final leaderboard, also were not rolling over and playing dead. He was just playing so well. Out of Springfield, Missouri, Corey Bowman spent a lot of time on the Hooters Tour this last year.
At the home hole, his second shot in.
It's a good golf hole here at the Caroline Golf Club. A relatively new course, first time that the Hooters Tour has played here. Good media coverage there as Corey now has that chance.
They can't all be birdies. Some have to be for par. This at the home hole.
Well, don't tell Corey that. And don't tell the rest of the field that as we check out now our final leaderboard in Jackson, Mississippi, as you look at a happy winner. And here's a look at that final leaderboard in the Harrah's Casino Classic in Jackson, Mississippi. Bowman, Zorkic, Short, Dyson, Biddick, and Heights. Shooting 15 under today, Bud. You got on a roll after starting off with a bogey.
Yeah, I didn't dream about coming out here and shooting 15 under for 36 holes, but I got off to a great start, and it was an advantage because after you have a good round, you don't have to go home and sleep. You can just go ahead and eat lunch and go right back out and do it again. And I thought that playing 36 holes, I could just carry the momentum over, and played a good round this afternoon, too, and shot 66.
Corey, Zoran Zorkic did not let you rest there, and also there was another 18 under par, but over there at 17, you sort of had to get it in overdrive a little bit.
Yeah, 17, I was just playing for a par, to be honest with you, and I rolled a 30-footer in, kind of just trying to play for 3, and accidentally made it, so that was pretty nice.
Here's how the points looked after 7 events. Double Z on top, a little over 10-20, followed by Medlin, Cayman, Heights, Karen, and Short.
Our 1997 Player of the Year was Steve Ford. 1998 did not start out all that great for Steve. Really, he didn't hit full stride until we got to Louisville, Kentucky. At Seneca, he was our champion.
At the 14th, Steve Ford's second shot.
Steve talked about not playing well coming into this event. He was quite disappointed early in the season.
Here we see his putt for par at 14.
One other guy did not want to give up easily. He had won the week before. You're looking at Derek Brinker, and he was continuing his hot play.
Here he is at the 15th, his third shot in, and very nicely put, Lee.
Yeah, we give those kind out at New Bern Country Club.
Steve Ford wouldn't go away. Third shot here on 15.
Two really, really good strikers of the golf ball involved in this.
This for birdie. That put him just one shot behind the leader.
From Evansville, Indiana, Derek Brinker. Steve Ford from Melbourne, Florida.
This for par to remain at 10 under.
Steve played his collegiate golf at Georgia Southern.
At 16, this for birdie and to get to minus 11.
This would really come back to serve him well right down the road here, just a couple of holes. Remember this putt, Steve. Leads by 2. He had to check that out. That hole there did not yield that many birdies at Seneca, a great old golf course in Kentucky.
At the home hole, this is the 3rd shot of Ford.
This hole gave everyone problems all day long. Good turnout, good weather. Again, Marty Storch and his people did a great job in Louisville.
That's Brinker from the apron.
He was hoping to find a miracle there with the ball.
For par, Ford at 18.
Remember, he leads by 2 at this moment. He needed it. That cushion provides the win.
And of course, it's not going to be said and done until Brinker finishes out at 18.
Well, the fat lady has started to sing, but we will allow Derek to finish his work.
All right.
And he did. Congratulates the winner. Steve, it's great to stand here. I know how much winning means to you.
Yeah, I played pretty sorry this year, and last week I virtually gave up the 3rd round, and I was going to withdraw, and I said, well, you just need to hang in there, and you know, maybe it'll help you in the future to play a good round on Sunday. So went out there the last round and tried as hard as I could, and it ended up that it helped me this week. So I don't know what it is. I like this golf course a lot, and I enjoy Louisville. I enjoy Bowling Green. I've played well in the state, and my golf coach is from here too. So you know, it's kind of fun to win it for him. So.
Well, and I know Carly likes that, right? Carly, you like to see your daddy win, right?
Can you say? You talk?
I know that next year she'll be talking a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Our winner is Steve Ford at 10 under par. We're at the Rapport Graphite Classic in Louisville, Kentucky. And again, your winner is Steve Ford.
Almost halfway through the season, after 10 events, here's how your points looked. Scott Medlin on top, followed by Zoran Zorkic, Jason Karen, Mark Wilson, Swartz, and Bob Heinz.
Hi, this is Kim from South Myrtle Beach Hooters. There's more golf action coming your way next.
Finding the best bottled water can be very confusing. At first glance, all water looks the same. But if you scientifically precipitate out the solids, you discover all water is not equal. Introducing Naturally Fresh Pure Spring Mountain Water. Refreshingly pure. This naturally fresh spring water adds extra quality to the all-natural goodness of every naturally fresh product. Make the clear choice. Naturally Fresh Pure Spring Mountain Water.
This podcast is brought to you by Rapport Composites, premium quality graphite shafts, and by Top Flight, the longest ball.
Early in the season, the man most dominant on the Hooters Pro Golf Tour had to be the guy they call Double Z, Zoran Zorkic. He really had it going great, especially when he won the event at Sikeston, Missouri.
Here is Double Z at the 12th, stands at 19 under. This chip lead for Eagle.
He was, again, that proverbial birdie machine in this tournament. Amazing play this week.
We saw a lot from him early in the year, and then he kind of faded on us a little.
Yeah, toward the end of the year, he did had some trouble late in the season. Cost him some money. He is from Australia, now makes his home in Texas.
Guy seems to be disappointed with par out here.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it, 8 feet, 10 feet, 6 feet, 5 feet, whatever, and, you expect to make it. You hit a good shot, you need to capitalize on it. Because, I mean, there's an awful lot of good talent out here, and you can't really fall asleep on any putt or chip or drive or whatever out there.
This was Zorkic's birdie attempt at the par 3 17th.
That's a great putting stroke. Just a little forward press there. That didn't happen too many times that week in Sikeston. The Boot Hill Golf Course, a great community, a great place to play a golf tournament. They do a wonderful job. Second trip in there.
And Zorkic had to settle for his par on that hole. Next up, Heinz at 17. Trying to make his birdie at the par 3 17.
If you were keeping a track on Bob Heinz out of Clearwater, Florida, and Yale University, you would just see this guy at this particular time. You just knew it was a matter of time until he was going to put himself into the winner's circle. Got his good luck shirt on.
We talked a lot about the shirt throughout the year.
You must have heard us. He got rid of it late in the year.
And that right there would put him into a tie with Zorkic at 21 under par. We had us a tournament going.
We had a nice gathering, to watch, and here was a shot. He put himself almost out of this hole. It hit a golf cart and stayed in bounds, and this was his third shot back to try to save par. Would have become really important. That was a wonderful play right there.
Not a bad shot from a pretty tough lie.
Well, that was the story as you watch Zoran go after a birdie that will end it all if he can make this. He did not. Leaves it short. Now Heinz has to convert his for par in order to force a playoff. The Boot Hill Golf Club in Sikeston, Missouri. Second time for the tour to be in there. Just again, a wonderful place to play golf. And that was how close Bob Heinz came to being in a playoff. And he loses to Zoran Zorkic.
Zoran, on behalf of 11 other members of the Delta Pontiac Performers Group, we'd like to present this check to you for $25,000 for a well-deserved victory.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, that's something. 25,000. Usually we say 15,000. Harold has dug deep now to find some extra money this week.
I thought you said Tim did. But no, I'd like to thank Pontiac for what they've done with this tournament. It's been a great week. The people have been really receptive towards this. It's created a really nice atmosphere, closer to a real golf tournament with all the TV and all the people, grandstands. It's been a nice week.
So your champion at 21 under par is Zoran Zorkic. He makes his home in Texas. He comes from Australia, true champion here in Sikeston, Missouri.
Here's how your Naturally Fresh Points Championship looked after 12 events. Double Z on top, followed by Medlin, Heinz, Campbell, Swartz, and Wilson.
The biggest purse this tour played for this year was at Decatur, Alabama, the Decatur Daily Tour Championship. And was it ever a show? It came down to a playoff between Bob Heinz and Scott Medlin. It had all the drama of any big professional golf tournament you could ever want. Heinz prevailed with an unbelievable finish.
We begin with Scott Medlin at the 9th.
This is one of the favorite stops of the players, the Decatur Daily Tour Championship.
Meanwhile, Heights at the par 5 12th. This for eagle, and to get to 16 under. You can't do it any better than that.
And he was flying at this time. Meanwhile, Scott Medlin said, here's what you have to do in this case.
I think the key is not playing against the other players. You got to play against the course. You got to try to beat it every day, 4 or 5 under, every day. That's usually pretty good. But as long as I don't watch what the other guys are doing, I didn't watch the scoreboard at all yesterday, so that's what I try to do.
At 12, Medlin for birdie. And that puts him one back of Heights.
Like watching a tennis match, going back and forth, back and forth.
At 17, here was the approach of Medlin.
Well, he had a lot of work to do very quickly to put himself in real strong contention. And did he? With shots like that.
At the home hole, Medlin needs birdie to force a playoff.
Just a great cut, 6-iron from 165, 170 yards, plays it perfect. Huge putt in the hole tie ball game. Heinz and Medlin. $35,000 is what the winner got in this one.
Now Heinz at 18, the first to tee on the playoff hole. Here he is on the green.
This putt is so unreal. Unreal. 65 feet away. He doesn't even believe it. He almost wants to apologize, but Scott Medlin, who was really playing good golf at that time, had this to tie. And believe me when I tell you, this brought the crowd to its feet. Listen. Wow. That was so close to another tie and force another hole. Your champion, Bob Heinz.
And here's how they finished. Heinz, your playoff champion, followed by Medlin, Campbell, Dyson, Skinner, and 5 at 10 under.
Oh, we couldn't be more pleased with the way it finished, and Bob is obviously a deserving winner. So we just couldn't be more pleased at how it finished out.
And Bob, I know that you can find a use for this money. Coming here to play in this championship, they've always made it special. $25,000's always been the paycheck to the winner until this year, and Don Kincaid dug deeper in his pockets and said, I got an extra 10 over there to make it $35,000. You provided the thrills in that playoff with Scott Medlin, and believe me, that putt will run through your mind a long time, but I know you're happy to be standing up here with this check and this win.
Well, I think the whole day was just good timing. I mean, to put it all together on a special week like Decatur, where of course there's extra money, but there are extra people as well out here to make it a special tournament. So I'm not sure how I feel yet. I think when we get in the van and start driving home, I'll probably get a little choked up and be very excited.
He's your winner. He shot 17 under par, one off the record of 18 under par. Bob Heinz from Clearwater, Florida.
Your points through 14 events, Zoran Zorkic on top, followed by Medlin, Heinz, Campbell, Dyson, and Schwartz.
Hey, I'm Misha, and I'm with the Birmingham Hooters, and you are watching the NGA Hooters Tour, so stay tuned.
TJ and I were just walking through the park, and out of nowhere, a little boy comes up to me and says, "Can I have your autograph?" I looked around and I said, "Me? Why me?" He says, "Well, my dad and I were in the restaurant the other day, and you're our Hooters girl." I love my job. Hooters has provided me the opportunity to pursue my education in broadcast journalism. One day, Tom Brokaw, I'm gonna have your job. And TJ, he never has to worry about where his next bone's coming from. Come see me at Hooters.
Do you want to cut fat without losing flavor? Are you looking for a product that's all natural and preservative-free? Then get out of the aisle and get over to the fresh produce department, where all the fresh fruits and vegetables are. Introducing Naturally Fresh Fat-Free Dressings. Naturally Fresh dressings are 100% natural. We cut the fat, but left all the flavor. Naturally Fresh Fat-Free Dressings. The name is our promise.
Peter Dyson's career on the NGA Hooters Tour has been very short, but it's been storybook. A young banker in his 30s with a desire to play professional golf. Finally, his wife says, go play. You got 3 years. Let's see what you can do. A great amateur player. Dyson won in Houston, Texas to really write a great finish to a great story.
At the par 4 11th, Peter Dyson's second shot.
Well, for the second tournament in a row on television, a Florida resident will become our winner. Peter Dyson, an outstanding player out of Pensacola. Just an all-around class guy, and had been searching for better than a year and a half for a win.
Rolls that one in nicely.
He goes to minus 13 right there.
Now Ford at the par 4 16th, his second shot.
He's 7 under on the tournament. He is even at this point in the event. We told you Steve had been playing very well after Louisville, including that win, and he continued his good play at Houston.
This was to get to within 3 of Dyson.
Yes. All right.
That had underground written all over it. Good roller of the golf ball.
Now this for Eagle, Mike Swartz at the 18th.
Good risk-reward hole at Ravenel Country Club, one of the more beautiful places this tour played in '98. And Mike Swartz, back from a stint on the PGA Tour, has that for a birdie.
Now Brent Winston for Eagle at the 18th.
Out of the University of Arkansas. Had some good tournaments this year.
All right.
Good finish for Brent.
Daddy birdie.
Next up was Steve Ford. Needed this to get into a 3-way tie for second place.
Yes.
Now Dyson at 18, a 3-stroke lead. Looking for par here.
And a $25,000 first place check. There were several events this last year where 25 went to the winner. This was one of them, and that's okay, Peter. Being a banker, you know you didn't lose anything off of that one. It's just a matter of a little bit more time. So Brian Slevin's going to let him do the champions kind of thing. He'll get out of his way. Brian had a good tournament up until this particular day, but through 3 rounds, he was strong. And I predict good things for Brian.
Now Dyson's bogey putt, but to win by 2.
You take them any way you can get them. That was an emotional time for him. He was so proud, so pleased right there. Very emotional.
And he was your winner at 10 under par, followed by Swartz, Winston, and Ford at 8 under. Then Skinner and Slevin followed.
And today, with $25,000 to put in the bank, certainly being a banker, you know that, but I know you're thinking about a lot of people and a lot of things right now, Peter, and I know that the family back home, they have made the sacrifice, your wife and daughter, for you to be out here.
They certainly have. My wife's given me a wonderful opportunity to play. She's, gave me the opportunity. She said, I'll pay the bills and you go play, and it's been working out real well. Now I can actually probably help pay a bill or two with this check, which I feel like I'm now doing my part. I'm pretty lucky with who I'm married to, and I have a wonderful 6-year-old little girl named Margaret Ann, and I really can't wait to go home and see him tonight.
Peter Dyson shot 10 under par. He led wire to wire. He owned this tournament from the outset. He was 13 under par after 2 rounds of play. He continued to lead throughout the week. At 10 under par, he's a champion of the first annual Ravenel Classic. Here's what it looked like in the race for the $200,000 payout in the Naturally Fresh Points Championship. After 16 events, Zorkic still on top.
Hi, I'm Christy from Hooters off of Kirby. We'll be right back.
There's ordinary beer. And then there's Michelob. Beer or Michelob?
Finding the best bottled water can be very confusing. At first glance, all water looks the same. But if you scientifically precipitate out the solids, you discover all water is not equal. Introducing naturally fresh, pure spring mountain water, refreshingly pure. This naturally fresh spring water adds extra quality to the all-natural goodness of every naturally fresh product. Make the clear choice. Naturally fresh, pure spring mountain water.
Race fans, the thunder of USAR Hooters Pro Cup racing roars into a track near you. So beware. USA International Speedway, Langley, Peach State, Tri-County, Concord, and more. Hooters Pro Cup is 250 laps of kicking the asphalt. In your face. No holds barred. Short track racing. Jay Fogelman, the coach Jerry Glanville, Justin Labonte, Mario Gosselin, and more lead the field in the chase for more than $2 million. For ticket information, call 800-852-7223. Don't miss the excitement of USAR Hooters Pro Cup racing.
Here are some more winners. Get you up to date on those on the NGA Hooters Tour. Fawcett, Brinker, Pope, Campbell, France, and Philip Schmidt at Wilmington. When you say Myrtle Beach, you say golf. When you say Chad Campbell, you say champion. Those two factions came together at the beautiful Wild Wing Plantation.
Here's Chad Campbell's approach into the par 4 sixth, and Lee, he had a real steady front nine.
Yeah, he shot 1 under par 35, and that was consistency.
This putt to get him to 14 under par. Perfect.
The complete player, Chad Campbell out of Andrews, Texas.
And he will take the lead for the first time here at the par 4 10th hole.
Quietly goes about his work and just has it all.
Still at number 10, this moves him to 15 under for the tournament. Now we pick up his second shot into 13. Lee, that's what did it for him the whole day, was placing it nicely on the green. This for his third birdie in 4 holes.
A machine. Chad Campbell.
And we also pick up Darren Stiles at the 13th, trying to catch Campbell. 3 down to Campbell at this point. This will get him to within 2 with 5 to play if he makes this putt.
Well, he'd been having trouble with a short stick all day. I was standing by his dad as he putted this. He said, "Come on, Darren, make one of these things." And he did right there. That meant money to him, too.
Now at the home hole, Darren Stiles. This was a pretty decent shot. That set him up for this, a birdie try to put him in second all by himself.
I remember this putt, him getting over it and just really going after it, a lot of concentration. And again, that was another excellent putt. So he finished with 2 strong putts.
Now Chad Campbell at the home hole with a nice lead.
Yeah, all he needs is a par and just get out of the way.
But is that good enough for Campbell? This for birdie to finish at 17 under.
Wow, an exclamation point to his event at the Wild Wing Plantation. Another great facility.
And that's the way they finished. Campbell on top at 17 under, followed by Stiles, then Heights, Kamen, Ford, and 4 players at 11 under.
And I know that John Rhodes, who's president of the Jackaroo Steakhouses, I know you're proud to give away $25,000 to an outstanding young player at 17 under par. He did what he had to do to go out there and win and take command of a tournament here that's played over a great golf course at Wild Wing, John.
Well, it was a great tournament. You know, it was pretty close going into today's round, and the best excel. So Chad, you know, gripped it down and made a great birdie putt on 18, which was a nice finishing touch. The thing is that here at Wild Wing, we've been fortunate to have it for 2 years in a row now, and hopefully be back here. The tournament has been good for the area. It's good for Jackaroo Steakhouse, the Jackaroo Sauces, and it's also great for the Hooters Tour. The people here do an outstanding job, and this week the weather's been really hasn't been cooperative, I guess you'd say. we've had rain and delays and rain and more rain, and they've had to pump out the sand traps, and the green superintendents have done a great job. And today the course is really in almost perfect condition considering all the weather we've had. Chad played well, great winner, great to have it.
Hey, Chad, $25,000 John's got for you here, and you're no stranger to the winner's circle here on the NGA Hooters Tour, and I know that when you think about it, the first place money's great, but isn't winning super?
Yeah, winning's always good. I mean, money is kind of comes second. It just feels great to win, and you know, just to play on such a good course and to win on a great course really means something.
We see a change on the Naturally Fresh Winners Points Championship race after the $200,000. Chad Campbell now your top guy. Greg Parker will never forget Doral Golf and Country Club in September. It had been a long time since this veteran player had entered the winner's circle, but he did it, and he did it in grand fashion by making so many birdies it was hard to keep count.
Parker started the day at 10 under, 2 strokes off the lead, and this is what happened.
You almost need a scorecard now to follow this. He ran off birdies at hole number 2.
Now his approach into 3.
Such a fun day for Greg. He talked about how pleased he was, and that's what he has left for a birdie.
At number 4, once again, birdie.
Anyone who plays much golf can tell you there's just nothing. You can never make too many birdies, and Greg was aimed at another one at hole number 5.
This for birdie at 5. Once again, it's in the hole. You couldn't get much hotter than this guy. This is his approach at number 10.
Made the turn looking for more birdies.
And yes, he found more birdies. Into number 11. It's all in the way you set him up on the green, Lee.
So he got the 1 at 10, had this at 11. Picked up another one at 11.
Now at 12. The par 3. And look at this shot. You wonder, can he birdie this? Well, here's your answer.
When you're hot, you're hot. 13 is an unlucky number in some instances. Not for Greg. He made birdie there also.
Parker off the tee at 17, the par 3, and once again, Lee, he puts it nicely up to the pin.
Coming off a birdie at 15. Now, this is what he had left at 17.
And when you're having a day like Parker, they're all going to go in.
Yeah, you head for Vegas or someplace. Greg Parker at 19 under is working on a course record. Remember, the course record is 62 at the Gold Course.
At the home hole, the 3rd shot coming out of trouble.
Well, he had almost hit his ball on the walk there, but this was for the par that would have given him the new course record at 61.
Didn't miss by much. He will settle for a bogey, no doubt. What a fabulous round of golf for Greg Parker. Final round of 62. He'll tie the course record, and this for a win by 4 strokes.
First time he had won since 1992 on the Hooters Tour. Handshakes all around.
Boy, you can't get much hotter than the man. Greg Parker ties the course record with a round of 62, 18 under for the tournament, followed by Poteet, Schmidt, Hauser, Campbell, and Gilbert Jr.
Well, I'm standing with a winner and a guy that in 1992 was the last time that he won on this tour. We were in Greenwood, South Carolina. It was a great win then for you, Greg, your first on this tour. And now in 1998 here at a great golf course at a great golf resort, you're our winner, bud. You got it there down 18. You had a little bit of a struggle coming in. I'll tell you what, it was the only time you struggled today, and what a tournament, especially after the middle of the week when you gave up on an old putter.
Well, I'm extremely proud of myself and excited to have won here. You know, a lot of hard work involved, and it's been 6 years since a win, and finally, you know, it paid off, and I haven't been putting well, you know, and I brought a bunch of putters with me, and a lot of them have been broken, you know, and I put this one in Thursday morning, and boy, did it treat me well this week.
Greg, I know that the last several months you've been working the game. It's been sort of in doubt. You didn't play early in the year. And I know that golf was something you wanted to get back to, and I know that winning was something you wanted to get back to. We're headed to qualifying school. I know when you stand here right now, you're masking a lot of feeling within you, but you played like a champion.
Well, last week, believe it or not, did a lot for my confidence. It's the first time that I've been in position to win. You know, I was 2 back playing the last day, and I shot 1 under. I didn't play as well as I would like, but it was nice to get in that situation. And, you know, my whole goal was to come back and give myself another chance. And same situation today, starting 2 back. I couldn't have asked for anything more, and I played the round of my life today.
You really did, and I know that David Wall, Greg Reed, and just any number of people here that are so proud of you and so proud of what you've accomplished, because they're your buddies. And they're the guys who have been right there with you the whole way. Greg Parker, he is out of the state of North Carolina by way of the University of North Carolina. He came in today with an 18 under par score on a great golf course. He is your winner here at the Michelob Classic.
Well, Chad Campbell wrapped up the Naturally Fresh Points Championship with this event, but a race still going on between Heinz, Sorkick, Dyson, Medlin, and Ford.
Hi, this is Kim from South Myrtle Beach Hooters. There's more golf action coming your way next.
You know what they say. Sauce sells.
Naming our salad dressing Naturally Fresh gives us a lot to live up to. So we use only the freshest vegetables and spices. And because we add no preservatives, you won't find Naturally Fresh on the salad dressing aisle. You'll only find it in the refrigerated produce section. Naturally Fresh gives you premium quality without the premium price. We're located with the rest of the fresh produce. So try us next time you shop for fresh fruits and vegetables. The Naturally Fresh name is our promise.
My barbecue sauce has the big, bold taste that really makes barbecue taste great. Barbecue sauce.
That's not barbecue sauce. This is barbecue sauce.
Jackaroo Barbecue Sauce. Big taste from a big place.
Every year on the Hooters calendar, there's an important event called the Memorial. Mike McNeil, the Vice President of Hooters of America, tells us all about that event.
This is the 6th annual Memorial Cup Golf Tournament, and what the Memorial Cup Golf Tournament is it's a tournament designed to raise money for a scholarship program at Clemson University that remembers 4 individuals that were killed in a plane crash on April 1st, 1993, and of course that was 6 years ago. And over the last 6 years, we've raised over $600,000 to go towards this program, and really remembers 4 remarkable individuals. Alan Kawicki, who at the time was the defending NASCAR Winston Cup champion, Charlie Campbell, who was a much beloved corporate pilot for us at Hooters, Mark Brooks, who was a sports marketing manager, and Dan Duncan, who ran our sports marketing department for Hooters. So we lost 4 great individuals, and you know, those guys were 4 people that did everything to their fullest, and they believed in doing what you love, and they believed in having a good time and working hard, and having a golf tournament to remember them is exactly, I think, the way that they would want to be remembered.
Hi, this is Bambi from Hooters of Myrtle Beach. There's more NGA golf action coming up next.
TJ and I were just walking through the park, And out of nowhere, a little boy comes up to me and says, "Can I have your autograph?" I looked around and I said, "Me? Why me?" He says, "Well, my dad and I were in the restaurant the other day and you're our Hooters girl." I love my job. You know, Hooters has provided me the opportunity to pursue my education in broadcast journalism. One day, Tom Brokaw, I'm gonna have your job. And TJ, he never has to worry about where his next bone's coming from. Come see me at Hooters.